What's up guys, hope you're doing good. This is KYKS BuzenGraphics Tutorials. We're looking at Adobe After Effects CC 2017 for beginners interface overview. So let's begin. What do you understand by Adobe After Effects? To me, if you have a video and you want to add module to it, animations and effects, then you're in the right place. So when you open up your Adobe After Effects CC 2017, this is the first dialog that they will show you. It has recent, whereby you can open your recent projects from. This is a list. They will be showing you a list of your projects that you've been working on, so you can click and open your project. You can sort them by name, size and so forth. You can filter them from here, or you can search. You can create your new project by pressing this button. You can open your project by pressing this button. The new project and team project, we shall not be looking at them in this series. So to me, I like closing this dialog. I do not like starting from here because I have my preferences. So let's begin with the interface you're seeing in front of you. This is our interface and it's called the Workspace. And this Workspace has what we call panels. These panels that I'm clicking on and are being highlighted in blue color are our panels in the Workspace. So let's start with the project panel on your left that has project. This project panel is like a store. It's where we keep our files in case we want to use these files. For example, images, video clips, and Adobe After Effects projects that we want to put in our project. All these have to be in this section so that anytime we need to use them in our project, we can come to this section. We shall be looking at it in the next series. And we have what we call a timeline panel. This timeline panel is where we drop our files in case we want to put them in our project. For example, if I want to include my image in my project, I'll come to my project panel. I drag it onto my timeline. So this timeline, this section will be showing you layers. So these images and files are represented in two layers. So this will be showing us layers and this will be showing us our timeline. For example, if my project is for 30 seconds, so it will start from 0 up to 30 seconds from here. So I'll be seeing my timeline from here. That is the timeline panel. When we come to what we call the composition panel, this is the graphical interface. Every time we get our project or our file from our project panel and put it in our timeline, for example an image, it will be showed up here. So everything that we do in graphical interface will be showed up here. So if you're doing web, it's like this is the front end and this is the back end. This is the video end and this is the back end. So this is our composition where we shall be seeing our files in motion. So the next thing we are going to talk about is the Workspace. Like I told you, this is the Workspace, the whole thing that you are seeing here. But there are different workspaces for different things. For example, me, I use what you call the standard workspace. There are different workspaces. There's essentials, there's small screen, and there are so many. So if you want to access those workspaces for particular reasons, for example, you come here on this icon and come to edit workspaces. They will show you a list of workspaces that you can use. There's paint workspace, there's text workspace. If I want to select it, I click and I say okay, and you can see that the panels will keep on changing. So these are different workspaces that you can create. Sometimes you understand that these panels, you can understand they can also be changed. For example, this composition panel, I can shift it and I drop it here. I can bring it back, I put it here. So I can arrange them according to how I want. I go back to my standard one. For example, this one that I've been changing, if I like it this way, if I like my workspace this way, I will save it according to how I want it. So I'll come and say save new spaces and I call it another. So that next time I come and I want to use this workspace, I'll just come and for example, if I'm in the standard, I want to use my another workspace, I'll come and say edit workspace and they'll bring for me the another workspace that I want to use. But I like using the standard workspace because it gives me what I want. So you can do it according to your preferences. And also these panels have what we call a closing button here. In case you close this panel or you want to look for a panel that has not been shown, you come to this menu and you go to window and you search for that panel. For mine is here is called composition, and I've selected it and it just come back. In case you close it, or in case you want to use this panel and it's not listed in your workspace, you have to come to window and you search for it. So on the right here we have other panels. For example, we have the preview panel, which helps us to play what we have created. We have previous frame, play, stop, next frame, and when you drop it down here, you can see that it will show you the eye and the sound. For example, if my video that I've imported or I'm creating has sound and I want to preview it with sound, I'll click here. If I want it to be seen, I will click here, and as I preview, my sound will be coming out. So that's the preview, and this is the character. For example, if I'm using characters, I want to increase, I want to change the font, all these things are here. For the presets, these ones are the effects that we put in our videos. For example, if you're making your thing transform in a different way, these are different effects. You come and search for the effect and bring it to the layer that you want to apply it on. And if you apply it onto your layer, there is what we call a panel which has effects and controls, which is always here, so that every time I apply a panel to my file or layer, it will always come in this panel, and the settings of that effect will always be here so that I can see and change them accordingly. So the other things we shall be looking at them in the next series. And lastly, what I can talk about is what we call the render queue. In case you, after finishing, you must understand that we have to view these videos and should be played on different media players. So in order for you to turn them to the formats you want, for example MP4, MP3, and also different things, you have to add them to the render queue so that they can be transformed. The render queue is also a panel, so every time we finish our project, we add our project to the render queue and we format it to, or we render it to the format we want. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and like my video.